like wanting to be. My mom would actually say when I was young, if I would do something bad, she'd go, Superman wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And then eventually I got old enough and I was like, Superman's not real! Alright. Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Tide Pool. Roman, David,
Roman.
Justice League Comicon trailer. I was at Comicon.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see this panel. It was in the Hall H panel.
They had like everybody? The Jason Momoa was there?
Yeah, Jason Momoa came out first and showed a little bit of Aquaman, which no one gets to see unless you're in Hall H, which is really nice that they show things just to the Hall H people, because those people suffer.
They suffer?
They suffer for their love, and I was foolish enough to think that I could get in line at some point and get one of those wristbands, and I was like, no way. There was like, no way.
Pop into line around lunch and just do it. Yeah.
I saw a little thing because Wonder Woman came out recently, and obviously there was like a big success.
Oh yeah.
There were so many Wonder Womans at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Really popular.
I shouldn't be surprised, but that's awesome.
A lot of like young girls dressed as Wonder Woman, which is really cool to see.
That's so cool.
Yeah, really cool to see. But I saw this thing on YouTube, and it was Gal Gadot comforting crying fan, and it's
why was she crying?
Well, okay, so like after they do the panels, they'll come down to the bottom area and do signings in that like you know, they have the booths or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was at a signing, and this girl, I think, is just really happy to see
just overwhelmed,
Wonder Woman, and she's in a Wonder Woman outfit.
Was Gal Gadot dressed up?
No.
Okay.
None of them were, because that would be
too much.
Well, I mean, Loki did it. Remember when Tom Hiddleston did it? He came out to Hall H and was Loki and like did a presentation as Loki. That they did that, but I think it would muddle it if you were just yourself in the costume. I think you really have to keep those things.
Oh yeah, separate. You're totally right. Yeah.
Unless you're visiting like a hospital or something.
Yeah.
But okay, so no, she's just in a regular outfit, but the girl comes up and she's crying, and then Gal Gadot kind of like grabs her wrist and is like comforting her and like listening to her, and I feel like you could just tell from the way that she was talking to this girl that she just has a really good heart.
Aww.
And that's what you get in Wonder Woman. You're like, Wonder Woman, she's so likable. Oh, like there's just something about you that makes me just want to like...
No, they did a great job with that. They cast it perfectly, and just everything was... I'm so glad that was a huge hit, because that's what she deserved.
I think it's something about like she is a mother in real life, and she has this like really like innocent quality. Like when she smiles, you can't help love her smile, but then she also has this mother quality, but she also has this fierceness. I feel like they picked like a really good person. So let's watch.
Let's watch the trailer and find out, man. I've not seen this. I'm psyched for it. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
All right, already I'm on board. Ooh. Oh, it's a school.
Nice.
Ha. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
What did you do this weekend, Diana?
Me?
Huh.
Nothing very interesting.
The world remains in mourning after the death of the Superman.
The Superman.
We're saying is a crime wave around the world. And where's the Gotham back? The mass vigilante has been a no-show.
He said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
He looks like a pretty good Bruce Wayne, I gotta say.
We don't have any more time.
Something is coming.
I didn't know they were gonna have like the whole like.
What is this?
No protectors here.
Smoldering.
No lanterns. No Kryptonian.
Oh, awesome.
This world will fall. Like all the others.
One misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
This is crazy. Honestly, I think we're all gonna die.
He's so badass.
Yeah. He's
Each of us, in some way, is held back.
nice.
Don't engage alone. We'll do this together.
It's really cool. You guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but I've never done battle. I just push some people and run away.
Cyborg.
Relax, Alfred. I'll take it from here.
Do I know you?
Cyborg in it.
Superman was a beacon to the world. He didn't just save people. He made them see the best parts of themselves.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. I don't recognize this word.
You don't have to recognize him. We just have to save it.
Oof. What is Aquaman's deal in the new one? Oh my god.
How many of you are there? Not enough. Do you really think that... Oh, wow, they really just vanished. Huh? Oh. That's rude.
Good touch, that's a good bit. Jurassic Park.
It's T-Rex.
Yeah. Oh.
You said you'd come. Now let's hope you're not too late.
Someone special!
Who could it be?
Now, are they gonna bring Superman back immediately? I think it would be awesome if they didn't.
Well, you know what? I heard Gal Gadot say, if you like Superman, you'll be very happy with the film. Basically saying, like, there's going to be a decent amount of Superman in the film. But that's what I got from the comment.
They're gonna do something with Superman because they have to, because it's a DC film.
Well, it's the first something. Justice League movie, and how are you not going to have him be a part of that?
Exactly. I like that trailer so much more than the last one we watched. I think the first trailer was like, are you guys ready to be rocked by insane special effects? And went so hard. I felt like on that. And this, it was like much more like, here's some human moments. Here's what the movie's going to be about. Here's like the connections. And I was like, ooh, I really like this.
It was more about like impending doom and like imminent danger and this kind of stakes, like high stakes.
The stakes felt much clearer in this.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that they are giving you mystery, because they're giving you Steppenwolf. You know that there's more. Like, you know that they're not just, and it almost looks like the final battle that they're showing you, and I think they're tricking you, because it's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. There's actually something greater that's going to happen, and I think that they're taking a cue from Batman v Superman, where they're like, oh, by the way, Wonder Woman's in it. Oh, by the way, it's
that's what they're gonna have to. That will be what they're gonna have to successfully navigate to take this to like the heights of where they want to get. Is ensemble movies where you throw everyone together. It's so hard to keep all those balls juggling in the air. Like Avengers, the first one, I think part of the reason that blew everyone's mind is because you're like, oh my god. For mine, totally was like, you successfully pulled off a movie with this many stars all in it at the same time.
Oh yeah, and then you know that it's Doomsday, and they bring out Doomsday.
Right.
And you're kind of like, oh, okay, so I get that. There was just nothing left to be discovered. In this one, they're not showing you Superman. You know that there's other villains that are involved. And maybe that isn't Superman that he's talking to. He's like, maybe you're hoping you're not too late. Like, and then is Superman gonna be the evil Superman that some people might think that he's gonna be the evil Superman?
Evil Superman, that would be fascinating.
But I do love this idea of Superman being this kind of like hidden figure and not like right out front, and because Superman is
he's a symbol,
so powerful. Yes, and he's
a powerful symbol. Let him be a symbol for a little while there.
Yeah. Really, really cool to like build that energy, and then when Superman comes back, he can be the most
incredible,
badass version of the Superman. Superman.
I do love that. I love that payoff. The payoff where like your team is fighting as hard as they possibly can, but this foe is just too much, and how are they going to win? And then, boom, like. Superman shows up. He's like, "Don't worry," and you're like, "Yeah!" Superman.
Have you seen the Christopher Reeve Superman 3 where he turns evil?
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid, and it would always kind of like freak me out. When
Oh,
he, like,
freaked
turned
me
evil.
out
And he
so
had like
much.
kind of like makeup on or something. Like he had, like he and then he had facial hair. And there's that scene where
red
she
kryptonite.
where there's that scene where the kids are like, oh yeah, and then you know that it's Doomsday, and they bring out Doomsday.
Right.
And you're kind of like, oh, okay, so I get that. There was just nothing left to be discovered. In this one, they're not showing you Superman. You know that there's other villains that are involved. And maybe that isn't Superman that he's talking to. He's like, maybe you're hoping you're not too late. Like, and then is Superman gonna be the evil Superman that some people might think that he's gonna be the evil Superman?
Evil Superman,
What
that
is he
would be
gonna do?
fascinating.
But I do love this idea of Superman being this kind of like hidden figure and not like right out front, and because Superman is
he's a symbol,
so powerful. Yes, and he's
a powerful symbol. Let him be a symbol for a little while there.
Yeah. Really, really cool to like build that energy, and then when Superman comes back, he can be the most
incredible,
badass version of the Superman. Superman
I do love that. I love that payoff. The payoff where like your team is fighting as hard as they possibly can, but this foe is just too much, and how are they going to win? And then, boom! Like Superman shows up. He's like, "Don't worry," and you're like, "Yeah!" Superman.
Have you seen the Christopher Reeve Superman 3 where he turns evil?
Yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid, and it would always kind of like freak me out. When
Oh,
he, like,
freaked
turned
me
evil.
out
And he
so
had like
much.
kind of like makeup on or something. Like he and then he had facial hair, and there's that scene where where the kids are like in the bus and they're gonna like fall off the bridge, and she's like, "Shouldn't you go?" And he's like, "I always make it on time. Let's have a drink." And he's like hitting on that mom or whatever, and then he fights himself in a trash yard. Have you seen this?
I forgot
like
100% about that.
Clark Kent like comes out of him in some weird way, and like he fights.
That's what I want.
Version,
Let's
and then
get that.
Kills the evil Superman, and then, but it doesn't really make any sense.
Huh?
Because you're like, how is he?
Clark Kent would never.
Well, no, it's just he's still Superman. Clark Kent is Superman. They're not like two different things. It's just why did another version come out of his body that he like?
It was metaphorical.
It was, but to just show that and then have it be this scene, this big fight.
I gotta rewatch this, man. This sounds outrageous.
You haven't seen this movie where like
I saw it when I was a kid. Like I do not remember anything about it other than Superman being evil, red kryptonite. Okay, anyway. This looks good. So this has other stuff going on besides Superman, which I like. First of all, it's got somebody moving at super speed, which is like my favorite thing to watch in a movie ever. I loved it with Quicksilver, and I just go, good.
Yeah,
and with the flight, when he was pushing the glass and like how it was like deforming before it shattered.
Yeah.
And I like that they're making that. I don't know. I like that actor, and it looks like he's gonna do a fun, good job.
Fantastic Beasts. I don't remember his name.
At first I was a little bit like, why didn't they just get the guy who plays the Flash in the TV series that's so popular? No, they don't. And so at first I was a little like, what? But now I'm like, okay, that looks good. He looks like a good guy.
Yeah, and I think it's good to keep the TV world to like, if you have these characters, try to keep it separate because there's so much that you would have to explain. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true. It brings on all this continuity baggage where you're like,
yeah,
that's true. Anyway, it was just.
I also like. I think when I first kind of was like seeing Aquaman's thing with Jason Momoa, I was like, "What is this?
What is going on?"
But then, after you kind of like get to know Jason Momoa and you see like who he is as a human being, he is that. Like he is this fucking rocker dude who like lives this like, fuck yeah, like you should see his like Comicon panel, man. It's like he's like breaking shit and like.
Well, it sounds very. His character sounds very authentic. Like what. On paper, you tell me about that Aquaman, and I go, But then when you hear him delivering those lines and see him delivering those lines, it just feels like he's totally carrying it.
Yeah, man.
So I buy that.
He's like one of those people that it just seems like he's really happy with his life, and he's just this like he's married to a beautiful woman. He's got beautiful kids. He's got his like long rocker locks, and just is like, fuck yeah, man, life's rocks, right? Life's cool, man. And you're like, yeah, I want to like have some drinks with you.
Yeah, man, let's hang out. It's an interesting direction to take Aquaman to just make him like the freewheeling badass guy. Fun. It looks good. You know, like they're clearly going all the way over the top with it. Like when he surfs the guy down through the building,
he's like,
and then just like out the front door immediately.
Well, what'll be interesting though is they're giving you that, but you know that there'll be these like real stakes or these other things where he has to be multi-dimensional. You know what I mean? They're not just going to give you this I don't really care about anything. Yeah, like
No,
they're
it's good too because they know that for a super team, you can't make each person can't be the hardcore badass hero. You have to have all these different personality aspects. We're getting that
play off of each other and stuff.
The beginning of that with Wonder Woman just made me want to see another Wonder Woman movie immediately.
Yeah,
where she's saving like a girls' school from these bad guys.
Well,
and,
you
like,
heard about how they're doing like huge reshoots with Joss Whedon.
I did hear about giant reshoots. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting. Like,
you think it's all extra Wonder Woman stuff now that Wonder Woman was such a huge hit?
I bet you there's going to be
Some
more
of that.
Wonder Woman, but it could just be tone because maybe they're like, oh, Wonder Woman's a success, so we need to
do it more like that.
Hopefully,
hopefully the producers keep their mitts off of it and don't micromanage it into weirdness. You know,
I'm not worried about it. I think it'll be good. I mean, it really sucks what happened to Zack Snyder and you know what I mean. That tragedy. But you know what I mean. I just feel like what I am glad about is that DC is taking a look at it and going, let's do this right, even if it costs us another movie's worth of money.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this the best possible film we can make it because
they need it to be.
These characters deserve it. You know what I mean? And
yeah, exactly. So
this world deserves it, and it's like, you know, because there was so much talk like if these next movies aren't successful, it'll be a total reboot, and
it'll have to be. Yeah, they'll have to give it a few years,
you know, and
3 or 4 years, and then they'll bring it back with another new one, and it'll be an uphill battle. So this, you're totally right. There's a lot riding on this movie. If it's a critical flop, people are gonna, people are gonna lose jobs.
Already attached to this Superman, this Batman, this Wonder Woman. We can't have them go away already. So.
Oh, especially Gal Gadot. We don't know much what's going on with Cyborg or anything like that. It does look like he's the one in the Batmobile. I know it was very contentious with the Batmobile having guns pop out and stuff, but it looks like it's Cyborg driving it when that's going down.
So you think maybe that's like more okay? Like
I think that's why they put that in this trailer. That's totally okay. Cyborg uses weapons and stuff like that. It did seem like kind of like a tone thing where it was like, well, why would Batman have guns? Even though he does have guns that shoot non-bullet stuff, and that's all accounted for. But just seeing that, I was like, oh, cool, I like it.
I will say, like, one of my favorite aspects of the second Superman movie with Christopher Reeves is the kind of the time when Superman does go away to be human for a while.
Yeah.
And the world kind of starts falling apart and Zod takes over, and there's that time when they're all in the city and Zod and them are terrorizing the city, and then you kind of like get the whiff that like Superman's back, you know what I mean? And they and that's kind of the thing I was getting from this is like the dung is like Superman's back, you know what I mean? And I love that. And Superman's good. Here's the thing is like Superman has always been my favorite. Like I grew
mine too,
up,
man. Superman's the best.
Yeah, I just grew up like wanting to be. My mom would actually say when I was young if I would do something bad, she'd go, Superman wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? And then eventually I got old enough and I was like, Superman's not real. It doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't stop using that. Like,
yeah, but you still knew it was true. You'd go, man, Superman wouldn't be pleased with me right now. You know?
Exactly. But yeah,
that's because of what he represents. He's a powerful symbol. He represents that you know what's good and you should just do good.
Yeah, man. So I'm excited for more Superman. Let's get some more Superman.
Let's get some more Superman. Let's get this movie already. I'm excited for it, man.
Okay. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.